Guys, welcome back to another video. I haven't made one in a while here. Let me turn this light on. My face a little clearer now. So I haven't made one in a while here. This is going to be a raw, uncut video. This is going over today an entire new shift in our business. And I want to share with you guys and why we did it. Not that we're right or wrong. Just showing you what we're thinking about in our process, our thought process, and why we made this decision. So if you like this video, guys, it's going to be a more longer one. We'll see what it ends out to be. I've cut some things out in our original case study to speed it up here, but you get some value from this, guys, I would greatly appreciate it if you follow me on Instagram. It's my full name, I'm Gino Palumba on Instagram. Leave me a comment down below here. Tag me on Instagram if you're watching it. And I just want to share this presentation to you guys. This is the exact presentation we did to our full team. And it wasn't an easy decision. It's not something we did lightly, not something we just decided to do. But it was something that I had to swallow my ego and some marketing sources, as you'll see here. We had to just make the decision that we thought was in the best direction, the best opinion for the company, and to give us the best direction going forward. So that being said, let's get started. So again, this presentation is pretty much unedited to where we sent this to our team. There's some things we took out, some things I took out for this sake, and some things I've added just for personal or not privacy things really. But overall, this is going to be the main message that we gave our team. So topics we're talking about today: explanation of the process shift, reasoning, how we expect each department to be affected, and why this will be beneficial to each department, right? So you might be saying, what are you talking about? What are you guys meaning with your process shift? So I'm going to go through that, so bear with me, guys. What we're doing, major change one, we're stopping SMS marketing. I started SMS marketing in 2019, 5 years ago, over 5 years ago, May of 2019, and specifically remember Lead Sherpa started there. We're transitioning it mostly inbound only marketing with a small supplement of cold call. Major change two, we're getting rid of a whole LM department. Think about that. Not only are we changing the marketing strategies pretty significantly, we're getting rid of a whole lead manager department. And then three, major change, AMs will be solely responsible for claiming all new leads and run every step of the process from qualification to lockup. No more are we going to have lead managers set our AMs up with appointments. We're now having our AMs get on the phone with the sellers, talk to them, call them, qualify them to be an appointment on the same call, give them an offer. If they're able to still give us a yes or no, if they're still not able to do that, meaning you call seller up and they say, hey, well, I still got to talk to my wife whether I can give you a yes or no on price today, we will still set that up. But a majority of the time, it's going to be, probably not majority, now it's August 20th right now when I'm filming this, and we've been doing this since August. Yeah, it's August 20th. I would say about 25% of the time we give them the offer on the phone. 75% we follow up when they're able to give us a confident yes or no to give them an offer. But besides the fact, the AMs are solely responsible from start to finish with this lead. The reasoning behind this process shift, and if you guys got questions, leave them down below, because again, this is a big shift why we're doing it. Not to say you should do it, not to say that we're some expert or that we're right or wrong. It's just a reason why we're doing it. Here's the data-driven reason, guys. This is just one of our marketing sources. And if you can see at the top here, what's not shown is this is the ROI without including, this is the big kicker here, without including lead manager basis. Okay? So without including lead manager basis, this right here is what our ROI is. Now, this also has projected revenue, so not all of this is closed, as you can see. Not all of this has closed, so even if this drops, it will. It's not going to close exactly that amount. I'll be the first one to tell you. But even if this goes to a 4 ROI, it drops $130,000. It's still pretty good. 4 ROI, everyone wants. Even a 3 ROI is not terrible. Now, how did this go to 3 ROI? Well, if you look at the chart, expenses went up. Why did expenses go up, Gino? Well, what we did is we saw that in our CRM, the activity by lead managers in our CRM, we saw that 67% of the time, 67% of our lead managers' time were spent on SMS leads. Again, follow me out. About 70% of the time that our lead managers, the activity did, the calls, the texts that they did through our CRM, through Salesforce, was for SMS leads, because there's a lot more of them, a lot less qualified, a lot more work. So if we took what we paid our lead managers in the same time span, last 6 months, on their basis, right? We used to pay about a $2 to $3 grand base a month, depending on the lead manager. And based on that amount times the 70% of the time they were spent on the SMS leads, we added the total additional revenue, as you can see here, about $80,000 more to the expenses. After we got that, We added that, obviously, like we said here. Then we looked at the ROI and only went to a 3. Now remember, this is a 3 ROI projected revenue. That means that this is more than likely, you have to check on these deals particularly, but this is more than likely going to be less than a 3. And you might say that's still not terrible with us spending, again, a good amount of money per month on marketing, on SMS. You can see this number is over $20,000 with just marketing costs a month. But the reality is anything in the twos is alarming. And so what we thought about, the main reason, we said, how can we get our company more profitable, and how can we, kind of generate more income for the company? And so with that being said, this is the data what really led to our decision. Hey, we have a 3x, we had a 4.8 on paper, but it really goes to a 3 if you just add the amount of lead managers bases, the 70% that we've been spending their activity on, if you add that in here. With that being said, it leads us to our next slide, which gives a little more breakdown of it. SMS was only attributed, this number here, let me go back, I'm sorry. Oh, shoot, hold on. SMS, little errors here. This is going to be unedited raw version for you guys, like I said. SMS here has been $640,000. But when we looked back into our total revenue, and that's with projected, so it's not guaranteed. I'll be the first one to tell you guys that. Now, with projected, we're total at $2.5 million in the last 6 months. So if they're only a quarter of our revenue comes from SMS, but 75% of our, so a quarter of our revenue comes from SMS. That means 75% of our other revenue is generated by 33% of our activity, right? Break it down. I just said that 70% of our time has been spent on SMS leads. The lead manager's time was spent on SMS leads in the last 6 months. Well, if SMS is only made up of 25% of our revenue for the last 6 months, there's something wrong. Again, 70% of the LM's time is spent on SMS and only 25% of the revenue. So if 75% of our revenue, 100 minus the 25% of the SMS, is generated by 33% of our activity, why would we not work to cut out the other 67 or 70%, like I said? And that means why not cut out the other 70% of the lead manager's time or just anyone's time on those leads? So that made a decision very clear. We should stop doing SMS, right? If we're spending 70% of our time working those leads to only create 25% of our revenue, is it worth to keep doing? In our opinion, no. Now, cold call could also be cut out, but over the last 6 months, it has been a number one generator of recognized revenue, and also only provides 100 leads a week with little to no upkeep. So back in June of this year, we were getting about 470 leads a week. Well, 370 of those are probably roughly more around like 330 to 350 of those were SMS. Well, cold call is only 100 leads a week. That's 20 a day, Monday through Friday, which is nothing really compared to what we're doing with SMS. So that's what this means here. It only produces 100 leads a week with little to no upkeep, right? Unlike the massive time consumer SMS upkeep is. When you take into account all these stats, paired with the fact that SMS is also seemingly on its way out. Now, I will say this, people have been saying it's been going to be gone since I started this 5 years ago. That's not a real decision maker. That's not really why we're changing, right? You already see all the stuff and what we were looking at to make our decision to stop SMS. But just to add a little caveat, a little sugar on the top, with it being seemingly on its way out, the decision is pretty clear on where we want to go in the future. Now, non-data driven decisions, morale, if we eliminate all those leads that are coming into our system that are just saying yes, they want to sell and not really motivated, it will allow us to spend more time. We'll have less leads, but more time on the quality of the leads and better morale for our team when they're working. Time, effort, and data. I think we already went over that. We'll spend less time on, more time on more quality deals. We can give a better effort because we'll have a better capacity. We're not working, hundreds of leads a day. Like I said, we were up to 500 at one point of leads a week. So over 100 leads a day. So now we're not worried about that, and we're focusing more on the high quality data. Smaller team, less volatile. This was all created by Adam Stelly, my marketing director, by the way. I should have framed that in the beginning. This whole presentation was not by me. This is presented by me, but it was created by Adam Stelly. So Adam's created that smaller team is less volatile. I think there'll still be some volatility, but at the same time, I do agree that there is a smaller team. So we'll be able to be a little bit more, hopefully, compact. With SMS, we're at the mercy of platforms and carriers at all times. Really, a lot of the marketing sources, but specifically SMS. I think we've all dealt with that. We've done SMS in the last couple of years, right? We could have campaigns and accounts shut down with no logical explanation, as well as no dependable timeline for return. That was happening a lot late last year. Well, if we're not doing it, obviously we can be more consistent with our marketing. How we expect each department to be affected. So again, from Stelly's point, marketing, we're reducing from 6 smarter contact accounts to 1 because we're going to use it still for following up people. Reduction of batch leads, property stream, and property radar account subscriptions because we don't need as much data. We also were separating, moving away with 4 people, retaining 1 person for all the data needs, and we'll have for various tasks and help across. And then Adam, hopefully he put that in there for himself. Hopefully keeping himself in here. Adam's our marketing director. Now, with that being said, all these changes are obviously we're looking for the best growth for our company, the most income we can make. Now, if we're not going to do text anymore, obviously we don't need these 4 people. So that was the decision made there. General changes. Adam will still run the marketing department. Marion has been with us for a while, will assist in cold call, mail, data, and additional tasks, and Salesforce auditing, pre-foreclosure list, and follow-up campaigns. So that's how our marketing department changes. It is one of the bigger changes because, of course, you're not doing this texting, which is most of our department. Now, the biggest change is, reminder, we're not doing lead management anymore. It's not being its own department. So reduction in amount of seats in Salesforce, reduction to the price of an auto dialer. Obviously, we were letting go of 2 to 3 people we let go, but 2 at this time, and the 1 that was already gone before that. So 2 people total at this time, retaining 1 person to head up a new JV department, and person 2, potentially a full-time follow-up specialist. So I make this clear. We're not having lead management department, but we're going to have follow-up specialists. We have 3 VAs as of today, 3 VAs that are handling follow-up specialists. All they're doing is dialing through cold opportunities and cold leads all day long. That's all they do. That's just literally, it's allowing us to have some set people for these colds, so we don't just throw them in colds and never talk to them. Cold calling them, they're calling them throughout the day and texting them through Smarter Contact all day. So we're not using Smarter Contact to outbound new leads. Smarter Contact is a texting software. We're not using them to create new leads for us, but we are using Smarter Contact to retarget our CRM, which we'll do for eternity. General changes, LM department no longer exists. I've had a lead management department since I started this business in 2018. I've had a lead management department. No more. We're not doing a lead management department. What we're doing instead is we're now having those follow specialists like I explained, but we're having the AMs take them from start to finish. And I think because we're focusing on mostly inbound leads, as you'll see later on how many leads we're getting, I know we're only goal is 120 leads a week. 120 leads a week from the 480 we were at just in June. So we're no longer need LMs. That follow-up specialists will work on the colds and creating appointments as well. And acquisition manager will be in charge of all the new leads, all the working leads that we can't get a hold of. And acquisition management, big changes here. So as you can see here, some new lead goals. These actually have drastically changed from my 120. It was a little different. Now it's 209, sorry. But potential personnel change to be determined. We've actually skipped through this pretty quick and actually are already at this 209 mark. We made this presentation mid-July or beginning of July. We're now following these numbers right here, even though we're not in September. So personnel changes determined on a volume. Well, we're still having just as much volume now with the follow-up specialists. So we still have our 5 AMs, acquisition reps. But now, obviously, I've already explained it, the big responsibility for inbound leads. AMs will be responsible. No more getting set up unless Harry revives a follow-up. Harry is one of our follow-up specialists, and the 2 other follow-up specialists, they're not going to get set up appointments unless these follow-up specialists set them up. And they turn into eat what you kill, change in sales process qualification from multiple calls to 1 call. Obviously, instead of having a lead manager set them up for a call and then going for the close, they're going to set themselves up. So a big change there. But the big thing there is, they're going to have significantly less leads. I think we're at 200 already, like I said, because we sped this up in August to 200. And versus, in July it was even 339. And then in June it was over 450 leads a week. So big changes here that we've done. Very happy with the way we've actually implemented it since this presentation was done in early July. And now it's August 20th. Dispo, not much changes. Just increased contracts. TC, not much changes. I think I skipped to 1. Hold on. A happy fast trigger. I'm trying to not make this video too long for you guys, but why would this be beneficial to each department? It's one of the most important parts. Stick with me here. Why would this be most beneficial to each department? Again, if you guys have questions throughout this, leave a comment down below. I hope you got into this part. I hope this provided a lot of value and reasoning on why we're doing certain things. So marketing, daily struggle with SMS and the hassle that come with it are no longer. They had to worry about campaigns, the templates, the response rates, delivery rates, the data, right? All this stuff is very, very, very important. Okay. And guys, remember, I'm doing this thing for you. I'm not right or wrong. There's just our opinion. I'm doing this in case if only one person is battling the same thing, this maybe will give them some great value here. So hoping you guys are enjoying it so far. Also, marking now smaller involvement in more subcontracting providers will lead to more time to focus on split testing, tracking, optimizing results. Yes, now we're not handling our own SMS marketing, but now in turn, we can use these third-party services to do cold call, mail, PPL, PPC. Thought I hit my mic wrong. Cold call, mail, PPC, all that stuff. Now we can focus on them running our marketing with us, obviously being very firsthand on checking all the results, and it gives us time now to do that. We can manage these other third-party providers, but also do split test tracking, optimize results as a marketing team. So we can do more now in terms of more of that analytical stuff. AM sales, Jordan, we're doing, instead of making it just an AM team, we have a sales team. We're increasing morale due to less SMS leads having to read out, having better quality conversations because we're dealing with more PPL, mail, other inbound lead sources. And here, big bonus. Me as a business owner, I used to pay AMs 10% and LMs 5%. Well, now I'm eliminating a whole department. Now I just saved 5% of each deal. Now I didn't really save it because in turn, I also gave the AMs a raise of 2.5%. Now that extra 2.5% now that I save over is obviously a very great position for me. I get 2.5% more on every revenue, right? So a little help there. And AM's going to make even more money now. And the AM's role is not like it's gotten harder. Like, yes, it's not the same, just wait for appointments, but at the same time, now they're dealing with mail leads. They're also, of course, I'm not selling too much of a pipe dream because there's obviously cold call leads and still you're not going to have the best appointments. But now they get a 25% raise. I'm able to make some more money and I save on basis every single month of lead managers, right? So that stuff right there plays a big pack when you're doing, significant amount of revenue in terms of the 2.5%. Dispo, not much changes. TC, not much changes. And that's actually it there, guys. So just to summarize everything here, we are switching to no more SMS, mostly inbound marketing, deleting a whole lead management department, but still having follow-up specialists and entrusting our AMs to be able to call new leads and to get on those new leads and to follow up those new leads and to transition them into appointments. Our goal is that if we have a PPL lead, every PPL lead that says they want to sell should be an appointment. A mail lead, we do checks through our mail leads. 40% of them are saying, screw you. 60% are saying screw you is too low. But those 40% that say yes, they need to be an appointment every time. Okay? With any other inbound sources, but if other PPL or trying some YouTube ads, Facebook ads, whatever it is, those need to be appointments. If people say yes to any inbound marketing, they should be an appointment 100% of the time. So what it's creating is that our AMs are able to now control they're in control of their own from start to finish, which is a big difference before than that. Hey, well, the lead manager said this, and now they're pissed off at Jake, who's an acquisition manager, versus now it's just Jake's talking to them through the entire, realm of the conversation. So it creates, it doesn't create a sense of, disconnect, right? So again, all that in the play, plus them getting 25% as AMs, it's a win-win. Now it's not easy. We're 20 days in. We started the first 12 days of the month with 13 contracts. Look at that. And it really went into place in August here. 13 contracts. Since then, 7 days, we've had 2. Actually, it might have only been 1. So now we're at 14 on the month. Goal was to be at 22. We still got 10 days to do it. I know we can do it. But it's just a working thing. We're having a constant battle, like you expect. AMs sometimes aren't getting to new leads fast enough. But hey, it's all part of the business, man. We're constantly failing, constantly adapting, constantly working. What I presented on today might not be the same thing in 3 months. But what I do want to make a statement is that we're committing as a team. We got everyone on board, and we're going to try our best, and that's the best we can do. So if you guys got some value, again, not that we're right or wrong in this video of what we're doing, but if you guys have got some questions, if you got value, leave a comment down below. Tag me on Instagram if you're watching this. And again, look forward to seeing you guys on some more videos.